Hello. In today's practice, we are going to be focusing on space, and specifically the space as we create shapes in space. So, as we move through our postures, our bodies make shapes, and that shape can have the positive space, which is your actual outline of your body, feeling it three dimensionally, and then feeling the space around. We could also focus on the space within. So, the space, for example, within or between your teeth as you relax your jaw, or the space in the shoulder joints or in the knee or hip joints as we move, or maybe even the space inside, like our abdominal cavity. So those are some of the things that we'll focus on, and this will give us something to pay attention to become intimate with, and that will allow us to focus and feel more deeply into our postures. Welcome to class. If you want to come with me and the music, you can hit the Spotify playlist. Otherwise, we are going to be beginning standing. Coming into Tadasana, our mountain pose. Not the pose of the day, but it is a pose that feels very strong in the body. So notice the distance between your feet. Notice the tail is tucked, the belly is strong. Arms are down beside the sides of the body. Taking some deep breaths here to begin. Shifting your body leg or your body weight over to one side. We're going to pick up the foot and bring it back and over to the side. Ball of the foot, heel is up off the ground. And I want you to feel into the bottoms of your feet. Feel into the toes. As you do that, we're going to bring the same arm, same side, forward and around. Taking some deep breaths. Really reaching the arm, noticing it moving through the space. Seeing if you can get your arm right next to your ear. And then when you're ready, you could take it reverse, coming around. Breathing nice and evenly. One more time around this side. And then bringing that foot back to center. Shifting body weight, other side, other arm. Notice your palm and the direction it might want to turn as you bring your arm up and back. Reaching with your fingertips. Notice that line that your arm draws in space. When you're ready, you can go the other way, back and up. Breathing. Bring it back to center. Bring your feet back in. Let's take our feet wide on our mat. Maybe you need to turn sideways. And we're going to take a goddess squat down and then bring it back up. So it's an exhale down, elbows in, and an inhale up. Notice that my knees are tracking right over my ankles, feeling the shape. One more time. Let's hold it here Just feeling cactus arms, legs, tucking the tail, shoulders right over your hips. Feel into the shape. Breathe, breathe, breathe through any minor discomfort. One more deep breath in and release. Okay. We are going to find our way down, and we are going to be doing what is a version of what is called Tibetan sun salutations. So you want to come towards the back of your mat. You want to make sure that your feet are still on the mat, but you're more towards the back of your mat than the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to come forward and curl our toes under and notice how this feels if we shift our body weight so that we are over our hips. Notice this deep, deep flexion in your toes. And we want to make sure that that is not too painful. This is even a little bit painful, a little bit uncomfortable for me, something I've been working on. So breathing. This is an option. You could always bring your feet, top of the feet, down to the mat. So we're going to walk through the Tibetan sun salutation, and then I'm going to walk you through it a couple times, and then we're going to do it silent and on your own. So either starting with your feet, tops of your feet on the mat, or toes curled under. We're going to take a deep breath in, and we lift our arms up. We come up onto our knees, and then we come over, arching the spine, planting your hands, coming into your angry cat. So your spine is arched, your fingers are pressing into the mat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slide our hands forward, and we're going to come all the way down onto our bellies, bringing your tops of your feet to the mat, and then your hands out. And let's interlace our fingers, but have our index fingers sticking out. So this is part of that sun salutation. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, hands come back underneath your shoulders, pressing back. Angry cat, curl your toes. Lift up for downward dog. Feet are hip width apart, tailbone up into the sky. Bringing the knees back down, arch the spine. Angry cat. And then sitting back on your heels. Having your toes curled under or not. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Slide hands forward, belly. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. Angry cat, curled toes. Lift the knees, downward dog. Knees come down. Angry cat, sitting back onto your heels. Lift. Breath in. Exhale, angry cat. Inhale, down to your belly. Exhale. Inhale, angry cat. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, angry cat. Exhale, sit back onto the heels. Okay, 2 more times without my speaking. Meeting back into child's pose. You could spread your knees. You could walk your hands out. Just notice the shapes of your body. Notice how that moving meditation felt to the body. Slow your breath back down if you need to. We're going to find our way into downward dog from here. Bending the knees. Walking the hands back. Forward fold. Feel into the shape. Let your upper body hang, suspended in gravity. And then bending your knees, either coming up with a straight back or rolling up. Taking some steps to the front of your mat. We're going to take a deep breath in and lift the right leg up, flexing the foot, finding your balance, finding a gaze point out in front of you. Feel into the shape. Relax your jaw, space between your teeth. And then we're going to think about stepping this leg, the one that's up in the air, back. And we're going to come into a kind of a weird high lunge. So normally we would step way back and we would straighten our back leg. But we're going to do something a little bit different here just to feel into the shape. So we're going to bend that back leg, tuck the tail under, and then engage your upper core. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the whole upper spine back, bringing your fingertips to meet the back of your skull, and just lean back into it. And see if you can feel that shape made by the front body and opening up that front hip. Breathe here. Taking a deep breath in, bring it back up. We're going to take that foot that's in the back, we're going to turn it, and we're going to come into our pose of the day, which is Warrior One, which is Virabhadrasana. My back leg is straight, my toe is turned out. If I feel like I'm having a hard time turning my hips to the front of the mat, I could step my back foot out just a little bit, so I create more space. If this is not feeling good to your knee, then you pick up the back heel, straighten the leg. Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1, pose of the day. Index fingers come up to the sky, and then lean back. Breathe. Bend into that front leg, maybe a little bit more. Knee stays behind or right above the ankle. Feel into the shape of your body. All the edges. Take a deep breath in. Exhale the hands down. Shifting, stepping forward. Shifting, lifting up the left leg. Find your balance. Flex your foot. Relax the jaw. Take a deep breath in. We're going to step this leg back, not as far as we usually do. And we're going to bend into that back leg, staying up on the ball of the foot. Notice that your tailbone is tucked under and that you're opening up this left front hip. Hands could come to the skull and then just lean back, whole top half of your body leaning back. Keep your spine long as you do this. Feel into the shape. Take a deep breath in, come back up. We're going to shift and pick up that foot. We're going to find our way into Warrior One. Back foot is turned in a little bit or up on the ball of your foot. Your back leg is straight now. We're going to bend into that the front knee. Arms come up next to the sides of your head. Index fingers up to the sky. Reach up and back. Feel into this pose. Relax your shoulders down. Maybe bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, right behind your 2 front teeth, and feel into the shape of your tongue. Letting it relax, except for where that place where it touches the roof of your mouth. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, our pose of the day. Take a deep breath in. And slowly coming back to center, picking up that back foot, stepping it, coming into our mountain pose. Gaze is forward. Okay, I'm going to turn so that you can see this next pose, this next posture. Like we did before, we're going to shift over to the left foot, raising the right leg up into the sky. And this time what I would like you to do is take that leg out to the side and then bring your other arm out, flex your foot, spread your toes, and then perhaps maybe lift both arms up into the sky. Floating tree pose. Feel into the shape of your body. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back down. Shift to the other side. Could always stay here. Here. Flex that foot. Maybe lift both arms. Feel into the pose. Engage your low belly. Breathe. Feel the space between or underneath your foot and between your toes. Okay, take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back down. Okay, finding your way to the front of your mat again if you left it. We're going to take and step our right foot back and into Warrior 2 pose. So you want to feel this alignment. My tail is tucked, my hips and my chest and my head are all in alignment. And then I'm going to bring my arm out and I'm going to make sure that they're shoulder width, so we don't want them up here or down here. But you could kind of, if you like, relax your arms. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that back arm and it's going to move and it's going to draw a line through space till it reaches the front arm, and then it's going to come up and over your head and it's going to feel that space around your head. So exhale or inhale here and then exhale. You could move your eyes if you like. Breathing. Feeling into the strength of your legs. One more. Okay, now let's find our way back to the front. We're going to come down, lowering our hands. And then what we're going to do is we're going to walk our hands to the right. I want you to walk your hands to the right, and you're going to turn out the back foot, and you're going to come into what is called Skandasana. So Skandasana, you could bring your hands, your fingertips to the floor, and then reach your arm up. So my front leg is bent. My my back leg is bent. My long leg is straight. And you can stay up rather high here. This is feeling into that squat we did earlier in the class. Lifting the chest, opening the heart. Now slowly moving back. Turning back to the front of the mat. We're going to step that back leg forward, forward fold. Tucking the tail, rolling up. And we're going to find warrior two, other side. So stepping other leg back. Take a moment to feel into the shape of warrior two pose. Breathe. Soft gaze. Hand that's in behind comes like a line and then around the head. Exhale. Inhale. Or vice versa. Finding a pattern with your breath that is pleasing to you. Space around the head. You could move your eyes if you like. Watching the moving hands. Last one. Pause. Coming down. This time we turn to the left, coming to Skandasana, other side. So left hand could come down, right arm could come up. Feel into this shape. My knee is tracking over my ankle. My back foot is turned out. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back forward. Stepping that back leg forward, forward folds. Breathe. Tucking your tail, rolling up. Now we're going to do what we call the breath of joy. So it's an inhale, arms up. It's a sip. Inhale. Inhale, bending your knees. Forceful exhale. So it looks like this. Ha. 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 Inhale, inhale, inhale. Ha. One more time. Forward fold. You could let yourself dangle. Notice the position of your head below your heart. And then slowly, just noticing the joints, the shape. Slowly find your way back up and into standing. Feeling into that space of mountain. We're going to find our way down to a seated position. Soles of the feet together. You can press the knees down and extend the spine long. If you need to, you could grab onto your shins, your ankles. Maybe your feet need to come out a little bit. Sitting up nice and tall. Feeling into the shape that your legs are making. Can you feel the skin, the form, the volume, the surface area? Okay, let's release those legs. We're going to bring them out in front of us, and we're just going to take them side to side a couple of times, windshield wipering them. Bring yourself back and into a seated position, one leg in front and one leg behind. So what I'd like you to do is line up that front shin with the edge of your mat. your back leg is bent and your foot is behind. If this is too much, you could straighten it. You could also do this pose with a bent leg. This is our deer pose. Feel into the shape of your base. And then see if you can position yourself so that your shoulders are right over your hips. Your head is positioned right over your shoulders. And then we want to lengthen the spine up. As we do so, we're going to take a deep breath in and then exhale, forward fold. You could put your hands on blocks here, or you could just bring your hands down. Maybe you can come down and onto your elbows. Forward folding, deer pose. Wherever you are, you could just let your chin relax in towards your chest, sensing the back of your neck. Breathe. Slowly finding your way up. The arm that is the same as your front leg is going to come back. And we're going to think about lifting ourselves up and coming onto that front shin. So lifting the pelvis maybe, or you could just lift the arm. We want to open up the front of the pelvis and the front of your shoulder. So take a deep breath in. It could be a squeeze, contracting your gluteus muscles, pressing your hips forward, and open up the front of the hips. Take a deep breath in and exhale back down. We're going to take our knees center and we're going to switch to the other side. So lining up that shin, front edge of the mat, finding yourself in an upright position, feeling the line, the shape. And then we're going to slowly find our way forward. Maybe elbows can come down, chin can come to chest, and breathe. Slowly find your way back up. The same hand as your front leg, comes back. We're going to think about lifting ourselves up, balancing ourselves on that arm. Lift, squeeze, press forward. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly back down. Let's bring our legs back in front of us. We're going to come into boat pose. So finding your shape here, balancing on your sits bone. If this does not feel good to your back or to your pelvis, you could always come into hollow, which is like this, right? Maybe legs out. Hollow is an option. Boat pose, balancing on your pelvis. Legs can be out, they can be drawn in. Arms can also come up and you can lean back. So feeling into whatever shape your body is taking in this moment. Shaking happens in this pose. This is a strength building pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Spread your toes. Feel the space. Feel the shape. And then slowly we're going to come back into the pose that we've already done, which is the soles of the feet together and sitting up nice and straight. Cobbler's pose. So we're going to do that a couple of times. So moving from one shape, morphing, When you're ready, to the other shape. Slow motion. Notice the shape change. Two more. Two more transitions. And when you're ready, finding your way back to seated position, we're going to extend one leg out and we're going to bring the other one in. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, feeling into this shape. We're going to turn our chest to face the long leg and slowly forward folding. Maybe opposite arm can come across. And you could feel into the back, low back. Notice how the low back body feels. Keeping your spine nice and long, hinging from your hips. Low back is straight. Take a deep breath in, slowly come back to center. Switching to the other leg. Turning, looking towards that straight leg, slowly hinging at the hips. Over, arm can come across, feel into your side body. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back to center. Let's take both legs out. You might notice whether or not you can sit up straight. If you're back here, maybe you need to bend your knees a little bit to sit up straight. Flexing the feet, hinging at the hips. Slowly come over. Maybe letting your elbows relax down, your head relax towards your chest. Let's find our way back up. Option. Come into wide-legged. You could take your index finger and your middle finger, wrap it around your toes, and then maybe come into a boat pose wide-legged, leaning back. You could feel into like this support between your arms and your feet, creating support for the shape of the body. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring it back to center, back into our cobbler's pose, sitting up nice and straight. Okay, we're going to find our way down and onto our back body for final relaxation. So doing anything you need to do, any movements that might feel good to your body before coming back into our beginning, ending, new beginnings, new ends, the space between. Noticing our breath. Perhaps finding the space between the exhalation of one breath and the inhalation of the next. letting your body soften into the shape, the ever-present sense of gravity. If you find your mind beginning to wander, just gently, without judgment, bring your awareness back to the breath. It's a sensation of the breath is one that constantly arises and falls away, like a thought that arises and falls away. Sensing your body in space, the surface of your skin. And notice if you can create a little fuzziness in the boundaries between you and the space around you. Letting those boundaries become a little less rigid, less strict. Reaching your awareness out from the surface of your body. staying here for as long as you like. Namaste.